Comedy Film Nerds Podcast.
Let's go to documentary short subject. Now, I couldn't find any of these. It was hard to find them. So, Doug, have you seen any
Well,
of these?
they had, Shorts.tv has a program of them, and I believe they're available on iTunes starting today, and they're showing in lots of theaters, like they're currently showing at the ArcLight here. No, I apologize. Documentary short subject, I saw them at a theater in Denver, the SIE Film Center, because it takes about 2 hours and 40 minutes to watch all 5 of them.
Because documentary shorts, these are like 50-minute films.
They're 40. Like,
Yeah.
I think anything
And the
over 40 is
Academy-
considered feature length.
Right.
And the Academy likes longer shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are all pretty long. Traffic Stop is on HBO Go, I think, right now, and HBO in general. And then where did I see Knife Skills? I saw Knife Skills on the internet somehow. And Heroin is on Netflix. But I'll just quickly go through and tell you guys what these are because you haven't seen them, so you just have an idea. Edith and Eddie is about an old couple. They both had lost their husband and wife, and then they met each other in their late 90s. And the whole thing is about first it shows the two of them getting along so great, and then it turns out that the daughters of the woman, Edith, they have mixed feelings about one of them's fine with the fact that she's got this old boyfriend and they want to be together. And the other one wants to split them up and take Edith away to Florida. And it's a money thing because they want to sell the house she's in. And they also want to, they also kind of threaten to have her committed or something because she's so old. And it's just, it's absolutely heartbreaking. All of these have the rough moments, but that one is just it's really, really hard based on. It's one of those things where whenever you're watching a documentary and things are going bad, they're going to continue
Get
being
worse.
bad again
Yeah.
or getting worse because they finished the documentary. You know what I mean? If things just suddenly were all great,
Right.
then
it'd be
how
a short.
interesting is your movie?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a short. So in one case, Knife Skills is about a restaurant that is almost fully staffed by recently released prisoners. Oh. And it's some sort of program that they started to prove that they could, go out and do real things and and they learn how to cook and so they have all these former prisoners in the restaurant, and then it ends up somewhat uplifting because they prove that even though there's some recidivism, some of them go back to prison, getting a job like that and figuring out what to do with their lives actually works.
All right.
For anyone listening and wondering how
Rehabilitation's good.
Yeah, they don't always have to go back. And then Heroin is all about this town where I think is in West Virginia, where they follow around these 2 or 3 different women that are very involved in trying to clean up the heroin problem.
That's one I saw actually because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And so and this one is about the opioid epidemic that's in America and how hard West Virginia has 50% unemployment. It has this complete drug problem. It has contaminated water. I mean, it's just what West Virginia is really in a tough spot. And this film really shows it on a daily level,
But they also show that it's also just it's called Heroin with an E in parentheses at the end because it's these women that are trying to help these people that are fucking strung out on heroin.
Right.
And there's this one church lady that goes out every weekend, and she knows all the prostitutes, and they know her, and she they refer to each other by name, and she brings them sack lunches and stuff, and then sort of the main character is this woman that works with she's a paramedic, or in charge of paramedics, and it just shows how she is just so going in and finding these junkies either dead, which is really sad, or they find them just strung out, and she just does everything she can to help them, and it's the whole thing's is pretty moving. And then there's Heaven is a Traffic Jam on the 4 Circle 5, which is how the lead, it's a documentary about an artist who was had a troubled childhood, was molested as a child, and also she's like on the spectrum. She's somewhat autistic, but she makes these. She's an amazing artist. Her name is Mindy. I can't think of her last name now, but but she also has an interesting way of speaking, like where she'll say "squeezed," and then she says that she likes sitting in traffic on the 4 Circle 5, which is the 405 freeway.
Right.
And so that movie's very very interesting because she's such an interesting character. I could like see that getting turned into a movie with a really good actress playing that part. So they're all, and that one's uplifting in that she kind of found, like, she kind of came out of her. She's still like not great with people, but she's, through art, she's able to, come out into the world and be like more of a normal person. So. Sorry. And Traffic Stop is about one of those cases where cops were really physical with a woman when they pulled her over, and the movie shows the woman in her real life being an insanely compassionate teacher of children. She's like a math teacher, and she goes to dance class, and they just show what a normal life she has, and then it's intercut with footage of the incident,
like
because they have the dash cam of the guy just like picking her up and throwing her down, and just being really brutal with her. And she's also very resisting very much. That's how it all starts. Is it's like a stop because she was speeding, but she pulls into a parking lot, gets out of the car, and like starts trying to head into the building, like trying to just sort of disregard that she got pulled over. And so they grab her and they're really violent with her. So it's one of those things where people. Everyone's predisposed to a side in that kind of issue, but it's you could argue that she was resisting arrest, but it gets pretty brutal. And then when you meet the woman and what just a nice person she is, it's frustrating that just because she's black, she's treated that way by all these white cops.
I don't know. Since heroin's the only one I saw, I'm going to that's my should will. I like all these subjects sound interesting to me, but I'm going to just go with.
Yeah, I think they're all good, but I just think that Edith and Eddie pack such an emotional punch that unless they're, who knows how all these Academy members, especially now there's an influx of new younger members and stuff, so you just don't know where they stand on like social justice or on heroin. But I'm going should will on Edith and Eddie, I think.
All right,
because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it's just one of those docs where it's like, wow, I can't believe they started following these people and then this series of events happen.
Wow,
it's really heartbreaking.
So I'm gonna go with heroin too.
Oh,
will.
It's about time you went with heroin.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris has been
it'll shake it up a little bit.
I think it's time, Chris. Your suburban dad life needs to go down in a complete fucking spiral out.
We should move to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Just why? Just because we want dirty water and 50% unemployment.
Yeah, and heroin.
Yes.
Now as we move into
Shot first.